You seeing all this wild stuff happening in the markets right now? It's everywhere. I had some hopes for a few things today, and we'll just have to wait and see how it plays out. We're going to chat about XRP's price and what I think might happen with it. Like I mentioned yesterday, if you're subscribed here, you know you get the straight-up best info out there. At least that's what I think anyway. We're all chasing that financial freedom and building some real generational wealth, right? So check out these candles from the chart. Remember that solid green one I pointed out yesterday? I said going into today, I figured we'd see a pullback after that strong push-up, with the wick shooting high and then dropping back. We did climb over the 13 level, but yeah, I was betting on a red candle today, and that's exactly what we got. A rough, nasty drop. I'm really hoping for something specific tomorrow. Fingers crossed. I've even got the grill going with some bear burgers ready just in case. What I'm watching for is a nice green candle that closes just a tiny bit above this one line, around 1.43 or so, maybe 1.445. That's not asking for the moon, you know? If we pull off a good rally tomorrow and end above that, it sets up this perfect three-candle pattern I love. I call it a beautiful setup, technically. We're not quite there yet. Obviously, worst case, we could slide all the way back down to this support zone around 134. That level has been tested a bunch of times. It just keeps holding strong every time we touch it. So we're still bouncing around in this same channel for now. Tomorrow's Friday, and it's a huge day. We've got this March 1st deadline from the president. The Treasury Secretary, the Fed, the CFTC, they're all pushing hard to get the Clarity Act finished. They really want it done. But the other side, some folks aren't on board and are fighting it hard. If the Democrats draw a hard line and say, no way, we're voting against it, crypto could take a serious hit. I've talked about this a ton. That's why I'm telling everyone, reach out to your senators, especially the Democrats on the banking committee. Google Democrat senators on banking committee, and you'll see names like Elizabeth Warren and Warner. Call them, write emails, leave messages asking for a response. Tell them to pass the Clarity Act. The more people who do this, the bigger the pressure. They might just give you a canned reply about protecting Americans and financial safeguards, but it all adds up. Quick shout-outs to the crew from today's live stream. It was a tough one. Trades didn't go my way. Big reversal hit me hard during the stream. I usually keep it short, 30 to 60 minutes, maybe a couple extra trades after to practice. But man, after the stream ended, I spotted this perfect setup. I was playing puts earlier, got burned a bit, reversed, doubled up, took some losses. Then I saw another overbought spot that looked too good. Went big on the putt, let it ride with confidence, and boom! It turned into the biggest single win I've ever had. Way bigger than my previous best, around 10K. Super pumped. It made up for the earlier frustration. Props to the members crushing it today, too. Bend Over, Front Options, James, Zebulon, Darth Flyer, Egon, Spiderbat, new member, Rudy, and more. If you're not in the group yet, hop in. The first link below takes you to membership. Use the annual pass button for 20% off if you want. We'll be trading next week, too. Back to the Clarity Act. Some people are saying it's dead, but nah, hold up. Polymarket's sitting around 69% chance right now. I've been digging into this a lot. My XRP price calls are mostly based on the charts. Today was red, markets were ugly overall, NASDAQ tanked hard, so crypto felt it too. XRP dipped to about 139 or 1395. That's normal when everything else bleeds. If tomorrow brings a monster green day, I could get that candle close I want. Technically, I'm looking for the 5 to cross over the 13, and a big green that finishes above the last two candles, a little red in between sandwiched by two big greens. I call this my stock mode trio setup. It's something I've used for years, made me good money, and I haven't seen it talked about much elsewhere. When RSI lines up right, it's gold. I'll cover the full details in my technical course someday. On the Clarity Act, there's this March 1st deadline. It's more about getting an agreed solution on the stablecoin part. I think Section 404. Agencies like Treasury and Fed reps are telling everyone in D.C. they're ready. It's a full push to get moderate Democrats on board. This could be the biggest financial law in decades, maybe since 2008. Whoever helps get it through will go down as the ones who boosted crypto big time. But I'm nervous about what's actually in the final bill. Will it really help crypto grow, or just lock in power for banks and let other countries challenge the dollar's spot as the main global reserve? It all depends on whether DC makes smart choices. I've got sources whispering stuff. Most of it pans out, though sometimes things flip at the last second. Right now, crunch time. March 1st is just a couple days away. After that 72-hour mark, maybe we get an agreement. Could be a soft deadline. Maybe they push into Monday or Tuesday. I'm hoping Senator Scott announces a markup vote soon after. He won't do it without the votes lined up. They need 60 plus in the Senate to avoid a filibuster. Then it goes back to the House for a clean pass. No changes. And straight to the president. Could still happen in April. My personal odds, about 60% for April. Bump to low 70s by end of May. By June, I'd say 85%, because after that, summer recess hits, everyone goes home campaigning, and nothing gets done across party lines. If it misses June, we're looking at lame duck or next year, and that's riskier. Once it passes and XRP gets treated as a commodity, that's when the real money flows in. We'll smash through resistance at 151, and institutions pour in. They've said trillions are sitting on the sidelines waiting for clarity. XRP's Bollinger Bands are squeezed tight. We're in consolidation mode. Could break up big or down hard. South if nothing happens, explosion higher if it does. We're super oversold on standard deviations. Fear and greed index is in extreme fear territory. Setup screams for a bounce. Maybe the biggest short squeeze we've seen. I'm watching close. If you haven't checked out the membership, first link below, earner tier, save 20% on annual. Gonna be fun next week. Catch you in the Discord. Point 7's fast continue. Hey dude, so picking up where we left off, markets are still flipping around like crazy, and XRP's right in the middle of it. I was telling you how I'm glued to these charts, waiting for that one move tomorrow. Basically, if we get a strong green day that closes just a hair above roughly 1.43, 1.445, it would complete this three-candle thing I've been hunting for. Big green, small red dip, then another solid green that tops both previous ones. I call it my stock mo trio. It's my personal favorite pattern. I've cashed in nicely on it over the years, and when the RSI vibes line up with it, it's usually money. We could still drop lower though, maybe test that 1.34 support again. That zone has been rock solid. Price keeps bouncing off it every single time it gets close. We're stuck trading sideways in this channel for now, so tomorrow's gonna tell us a lot. And yeah, Friday's extra important because of that March 1st thing the president put out there. All these big shots, the Treasury, the Fed, CFTC, are rushing to wrap up the Clarity Act. They want it locked in bad. Problem is, not everyone's on the same page. Some people on the other side are pushing back super hard. If they flat out refuse and block it, crypto's gonna feel real pain quick. I've been yelling about this forever. That's exactly why I'm begging everyone to hit up their senators, especially the Democrats sitting on the banking committee. Just search Democrat Senators Banking Committee, and you'll spot Elizabeth Warren, Mark Warner, and a few others. Call their offices, shoot emails, leave voicemails, whatever. Ask nicely for them to support and pass the Clarity Act. Even if you just get an auto reply saying they're protecting Americans or whatever, it still counts. Thousands of messages make noise. Quick side note, today's live stream was brutal for me. Trades went sideways, big reversal smacked me, ended up red during the actual stream. I usually keep it chill, 30-60 minutes tops, maybe sneak in a couple practice trades after. But once I logged off, I spotted this one setup that screamed, go big. I loaded up on puts, felt super confident it'd keep dropping, and let it run. Ended up being my all-time biggest win ever. Blew past my previous record of around 10K. Felt amazing, especially after the earlier headache. Shout out to the members who were killing it today. Bend over with the nice one, front options, James popping in twice, Zebulon, Darth Flyer, Egon, New Guy Spiderbat, Rudy, all you legends. If you're not in the group yet, first link in the description takes you straight to membership. Grab the annual pass and save 20% if you want. We'll be live trading next week too. Anyway, back to the Clarity Act. People keep saying it's toast, but chill. Polymarket's still showing like 69% odds it'll happen. I've been deep in this for a while. My XRP predictions mostly come from the technicals. Yeah, today sucked. Whole market bled. NASDAQ got crushed, so XRP dipped to around 139, 1395. Totally expected when everything else tanks. But if tomorrow flips and we print a monster green, I could see that exact close I'm after. The 5-period moving average crossing the 13 would be sweet too. That trio setup I mentioned, it's rare, it's mine, and it prints when conditions are right. On the bill itself, March 1st is the big date. It's mostly focused on getting everyone to agree on the stablecoin rules. Think Section 404. The agencies are all telling DC they're good to go. Full court press to flip some moderate Democrats. If it passes, this could be the hugest financial law change since like 2008. The people who helped make it happen are going to be remembered as the ones who actually grew crypto. I'm a little worried, though. What if the final version just hands everything to banks and screws innovation, or lets other countries chip away at the dollar being king? That's the scary part. Gotta hope the smart calls win out. I've got people feeding me info. Most of it turns out dead on, but yeah, I've seen stuff flip at the buzzer before. We're down to the wire now. March 1st hits in like 2 days. After that window, maybe they stretch it a day or two. I'm betting we hear Senator Scott say he's scheduling a markup vote sometime next week. He won't move unless the votes are already there behind closed doors. They'd need 60 plus in the Senate to dodge a filibuster. Then the House takes it up exactly as is, no tweaks, and sends it to the president. Still possible to sign in April. I'm sitting at about 60% chance for April. If we slide to end of May, I bump it to low 70s. By end of June, I'd go 85%, because after that, Congress is in summer break, everyone's campaigning back home, and cross-party deals die. Miss June, and it's lame duck territory or next year, which gets messy. The second this thing clears and XRP officially counts as a commodity, game changer. We blow past 1.1 resistance easy, institutional money floods in. They've already said trillions are parked on the sidelines just waiting for legal clarity. Bollinger Bands on XRP are squeezed super tight. We're coiled and ready. Breakout could go either way, straight up huge if the bill lands, or ugly drop if it flops. Right now, we're way oversold. Fear and greed is screaming extreme fear. Classic setup for a bounce. Could turn into a monster short squeeze if the news hits right.